CYC is a free channel, presents the Word of God for everyone. Your support will help us to continue the mission. Visit our website, cycnow.com. Even $1 will make a difference.
I want you guys to raise the bar. Raise the bar. What does that mean? We said set higher standards for yourself. Okay? Raise higher expectations for yourself. Don't compare yourself or judge yourself against somebody like Rihanna, whatever. Don't set that as your standard. Okay? Set a much higher standard for yourself. Sometimes I feel like we just set such low standards for ourselves. Yeah, I do what I'm supposed to. I'm showing up to church. Yeah, I own a Bible. Yeah, I pray. But why don't we raise much higher standards for ourselves? Why don't we look at people who lived in our own century, in the last decade, like Tamavarini? Sometimes people say it's too hard to compare ourselves as women to St. Mary, because St. Mary, she was the mother of God. Okay, how about Tamavarini? She was a girl just like you guys. She was in the convent just a few years older than you guys. Maybe some of you guys at the same age, okay? She lived in our own age, okay? For those of you guys who know, she just passed away just a few years ago. Why don't we compare ourselves to her, okay? I encourage you guys, read her books. How many people have read any of the Tamavarini books? Raise your hands. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I commend you guys. I commend you guys. Her books are life-changing. Life-changing. Sometimes you just don't realize that there's so much more that we can be doing. And then you read one of her books, and it just inspires you. Sometimes we all need a little bit of motivation, right? We need a little bit of motivation. We need a little bit of inspiration. And then by reading one of her books, it's like it'll light a fire under you, okay? And you guys are on summer vacation, and you guys have lots and lots of free time. So I encourage you, read the Tamavarini books, rent her DVD. Again, it'll light the fire that we all need. I'm going to tell you guys another story. There was a story of a young man. His name was Barnabas. Anybody hear about this 17-year-old who died in Egypt? Okay, some of you have. Okay. So he was 17 years old, not much older than you guys. Some of you, I'm sure, already 17. Okay. He just died in Egypt a few years ago. Regular little boy. His dad happened to be a priest, but really, they thought nothing of him. He was nothing out of the ordinary. He was never a monk. He never performed miracles. But they realized after he died that he knew exactly the day and the hour that he was going to die. He prepared for his own death. So he must have seen visions. He must have had conversations with Christ. He knew exactly when he would be going to heaven, and he could not wait. So Barnabas basically was just a very normal child. I mean, he went to school. He was just very religious. He loved God. They said he had read the Bible, the whole Bible, about 20 times by the time he was 17. Okay? He loved it. He loved to read spiritual books. That was his life. He was just a very motivated young man. He had a very deep relationship with God. But again, he was just like any one of us. Okay? So he became very, very close to God. And as the years went on, they noticed that he was more spiritual, more religious than other kids, but again, didn't think anything of it. Like when he was 11, he wanted his own room, and it's because he kind of wanted almost like a cell of a monk. Like he had a lot of, religious books and spiritual books, and he liked to pray a lot. So he wanted his own room at the age of 11, little things like that. In any case, a few months before he died, he started kind of just sharing some hints here and there, but he didn't tell anybody, okay? Like when they got the calendar, he told his mom, don't open it and look at June 30th. And June 30th happened to be the day that he died. And then the day before he died, he went to church, and it was like right after he had finished his exams. And he went to church, and he delegated all of his responsibilities to other servants. He used to serve in his church, and he was only 17. And he told, this person, you're in charge of teaching the hymns, you're in charge of this. And they said, why? Aren't you going to be with us helping us all summer? And he said, no. I'm going on a long trip. And they said, okay, when you come back. And he said, no, I'm going to be away the whole summer. Nobody had any idea what he was talking about. And so he came home that day, and he said goodbye to all the servants. He came home that day. He sat with his mom, and he said, Mom, put your arm around me. Dad, put your arm around me. Again, that was kind of his way of saying goodbye. And then his father walked into his room at about 3:45 in the morning. He saw the lights on, and he was holding the Bible. And he said, oh, my gosh, you stayed up that late to read the Bible? And so he was taking the Bible and putting away, and he noticed that he was unusually, he thought he was sleeping, but then when he, got a little bit closer, he realized he was no longer breathing and that he had passed away. And then he started putting all the pieces of the puzzle together. First, they tried getting all these doctors to figure out what happened with him. Nobody ever found out. They couldn't figure out. He didn't have any chronic diseases or cancer that anybody knew about. He just literally passed away that night. But he kind of prepared everybody slowly. A few months earlier, when it was his birthday, and his dad asked him, what kind of birthday gift, what kind of birthday party do you want? He said, no need. This bishop, I think it was Emba Matawas, will throw me a very big birthday right after the exams. And so right after the exams, this is when he passed away. And that bishop was typically never in that area or never went, to that specific church at that time, but he happened to be there for his funeral. So that's what he was telling them was going to be the big party that he would have, was actually for his funeral. So he knew the exact date and hour, and then later on when his father kind of read through his journal, he had like a journal, and he read a lot of the things he wrote. He said, I couldn't have imagined that my son was so humble and so close to God. I never knew. I never had any idea. So that story of the 17-year-old, again, this is somebody in your age group, girls, really is an inspiration for all of us, okay? We don't have to be born saints. We don't have to be born performing miracles. We just have to want to be closer to God. This boy just wanted to be closer to God. He told his brother, right after, he was finishing exams, he said, every summer vacation, we kind of just waste it. We don't really gain anything out of it. We kind of weaken spiritually. This summer, I am not going to waste a minute of my summer vacation. I'm going to be closer to God every minute this summer. And he meant because he was going to leave this world. And he looked so forward to his death because he wanted to spend his eternity with God. Okay? So it's a lot for us to learn from. So never underestimate, okay? And always set your standards higher. Always compare yourself to, people that we can learn from. Okay? There's so many good people out there that we can learn and grow stronger and grow better from learning from their lives. And he's one of those people. And Tama Varini's another person. There's many other wonderful people out there that we can learn from. What does it say in Philippians 4:13? I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So if you ever feel like a little bit discouraged, well, I don't know if I can set that high of an expectation. I don't know that I'm strong enough to do it. You don't know me. I'm not that strong. I can't do it. It's not you who's doing it. I want you to remember this first. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So if Christ is strengthening me, can I do it? Absolutely. You can do anything. So don't ever lose hope in yourself, because then you're losing hope in God. He can help you accomplish anything. You're never doing it alone. Okay? You are never doing it alone. So please don't ever underestimate what you can do. Okay, we're going to review again. I told you, we're not leaving here without these verses. Okay, first verse. Who can say it? Very good. 1 Corinthians 3:16. Do you not know that you are the temple of God and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? Second one, what is it? Proverbs 3:5. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. I will ask you guys if I see you later tonight. Okay, you got them down now? Hopefully? Okay. All right, so to end, I am just going to give you my final words of advice. My top 5 words of advice. Okay? And I hope that you will take them. Number 5, look out for others. Like we read in that verse, look out for the interests of others. Look out for others. Speak up if someone is doing something wrong. If someone is being a follower, don't stand back and watch them do something that they will regret for the rest of their lives. Okay? You could actually do something to help them, to help them from regretting something the rest of their lives, okay? So don't stand back and watch them make a huge mistake and say, well, it's their life, or I don't want to get involved, I don't want her to get mad at me, because you could just be saving that person from, again, making a mistake they will regret the rest of their lives. So speak up if someone is doing something wrong from your friends. I'm telling you, this is one of the best advices that you can take. People don't realize when they're doing something wrong, but you might realize it for them and help them, okay? Throw them a lifeline. Number 4, don't lose your self-control. I'm counting on you guys, okay? Girls have self-control. Guys don't. I'm counting on you guys to keep that self-control. Whether it's in a conversation with your parents, you need to keep that self-control. Compromise. Have an open mind, okay? You can negotiate things. That's the way to get through. Keep your self-control. Or whether it's with a guy, I'm counting on you to keep your self-control. Number 3, set high standards for yourself because you have help from above, like we just read in that verse. You can do all things through Christ. So set high standards for yourself. You are not working at them alone. Number 2, build a good relationship with your parents, no matter how hard that seems, girls. They are human beings too, believe it or not, okay? So keep that relationship with your parents because let me tell you, girls, your parents will always be there for you. Your friends might not be. And I'm telling you that's a fact. Your friends will not always be there for you. Many of them won't. Your parents will be there for you through good or through bad, okay? So try to build a good relationship with them. And number 1, and most important, of course, build a strong relationship with God. You build a strong relationship with God, you will be successful in this world. You will be able to make it through all your obstacles. You will not get through life without Him, okay? Prayer, not panic. Grow closer to Him every day. How do we grow closer to Him? Again, read those books. Read the Tamavirini books. Read spiritual books. That's the motivation that we all need. Sometimes we have a hard time kind of jump-starting ourselves. Well, I don't know how to get closer to God. I don't know where to start. Just start somewhere, okay? Again, pick up a Tamavirini book. Pick up some other book that you're interested in from your church library. A lot of the church books now are available online for free. So you guys really, really have it pretty easy. A lot of these books are available online. So pick up a good book. I'm sure they have good books here. So please, girls, that is the best way to start, okay? Build your relationship with God, okay? We need the guidance from those authors. We need guidance. You need guidance now. You will always need guidance. I need guidance. We all need guidance, okay? We can't do this on our own. We cannot do it on our own. And finally, building a strong relationship with God is better than gaining the whole world. Always remember that. Thank you so much for your attention, girls.